Magandang umaga. Tingnan ko nga kung live na. Ayun. Magandang umaga. Alright. Tingnan ko nga kung live na. Ayun. Magandang umaga. Okay. Alright. Good morning, good morning. Hi, Ma'am Norilyn Teodoro. Good morning. Sa ating YouTube. Hi, Sir Midiario Joseph. Good morning po. Magandang umaga. Kamusta? Kamusta po ang lahat? Hi, Ma'am Hi, Ma'am Sena. Tama po ba banggit ko sa pangalan niyo, Ma'am? Yes, Nak. Good morning. Hi, Sir, Ma'am Jedan. Magandang umaga. Medyo na-late ako. Nagulat ako sa alarm ko. Sabi ko, ba't may alarm ako ng alas 4 ng madaling araw? Munti ko nang makalimutan na may live pala supposedly ako today. May live pala ako today. Hi, Sir Ezekiel. Magandang umaga. Kaya pa naman daw, sabi ni Sir Mediario. Siyempre, kakayanin. Kayang-kaya yan, di ba? Ayan. Good morning po sa ating mga viewers na nasa Facebook. Hi, Ma'am Gia. Si Ma'am Gia nag-outtaking to kahapon. Good morning. Hi, Ma'am Robbie. Good morning po. Ayan, so meron tayong 10 million viewers sa ating YouTube, sa ating Facebook at meron tayong 15 million sa ating YouTube channel. Magandang umaga po. So nagbabasa ako sa aking mobile dahil hindi ko makita yung mga comments ninyo sa ating screen kasi medyo maarte ang aking Ayan. So warm up lang po ito. May live po ang ating Ma'am Robbie mamaya for our 11th session. So may 11 session na po tayo sa ating intensive review, sa ating exclusive review group sa ating Facebook. Hi Ma'am Jaya. Basahin ko lang. Hello Ma'am Donna and Ma'am Robbie. Kay gandang umaga. Ang ganda. Ang ganda-ganda. Bagong gising po. Sabi ko lang, alas 5 na. Late ako nagising. Hi, good morning, sir or ma'am, Yapet. Hi, Ma'am Ellen Joy. Good morning po. Yes, hello, good morning. Welcome po sa ating YouTube and Facebook live po ito. So, public live po ito. This is just a warm-up. 15 questions lang po ito for today. So mamayang alauna ng hapon, si Ma'am Robbie po ay live sa ating exclusive review group for Socio-Cultural Anthropology Part 1. So session 11 na po tayo. So sa mga gusto pong humabol dyan, habol-habol po tayo. Pwede pa pong woke up like this, Ma'am Robbie. Talagang sabi ko, halamang, teka lang. Teka lang, at ako'y maghihilamos at dahil late na akong nagising. Good morning, Ma'am. Do you have session videos? Sir Ezekiel, may research po kami sa YouTube pero naka-members only po siya. Kung gusto niyo po siyang panoorin, pwede niyo pong i-avail yung lowest na level ng natin, ng membership sa YouTube. Or mas maigi, mag-member na po tayo sa ating exclusive review group. Hindi lang po research yung ituturo natin doon. Sa atin pong exclusive review group, hihimayin po natin, hinimay-himay po natin yung mga topics under the TOS ng ating majorship. So natapos na po tayo sa trends, tapos na po tayo sa world history, tapos na po tayo sa Asian studies. So ngayon nasa socio-cultural na po tayo. Socio-cultural anthropology. So tapos na din po tayo sa economics. So pang fifth topic, ang tapos na natin ay trends, econ, world history, Asian study. Yes, pang socio-cultural anthropology na po yung topic natin for today and sa next Saturday. So, part 1 today kay Ma'am Robbie, mamayang alauna. 400 pesos po will cover 18 review sessions plus pre-board and final coaching. At meron din po tayong mga quizzes po na naka-Google form. Ayan. So, yung research natin sa ating exclusive group, later pa po yun. Kasi sinunod-sunod po natin based sa TOS yung ating review session. Good morning, Ma'am Salve. Good morning, Ma'am Jess Datuin. Nasa Butuan ka pa po. Nakikita ko yung post ni Ma'am, nasa Butuan siya eh. Good morning, everyone. So, ayan. So, Ngayon ang akin pong gagawin ay warm up lang po dahil mamayang hapon ay may review session si Ma'am Robbie sa ating exclusive group. So, all right. So, magandang umaga ulit sa lahat. This is Inang Donna for Social Studies Majorship Let Review and Drill. So, this is random questions, 15 random questions for September 2024 new curriculum. So disclaimer po muna tayo, no copyright infringement intended. All information found belong to the rightful owner for educational purposes only. Shout out pa lang. Today ay oath taking ng mga Cebu babies natin. So may nag-message na si Sir Javier. So Sir Javer, so congratulations po sa ating mga babies dyan sa Cebu. Kayo ay mag-oath taking na today. So, ayan. Good morning, Ma'am Karim. Good morning, Ma'am Cyril and Ma'am Elina. So, nagiging ka-fresh. Hila-hilamos lang. Hila-hilamos lang. All right. So, ayaw gumalaw ng aking slide. Ayun. Okay. So, ayan. So, meron po tayong mga social medias. I-follow nyo pa kami. Kung hindi pa po ninyo kami napafollow sa ating Facebook page, ayan po, ang pangalan po ay Daduo Top Notchers Corner, Social Studies Major. So parehas lang po ng pangalan yung YouTube channel natin at yung ating Facebook page. So meron din po tayong TikTok account. So i-follow nyo po, nagpo-post din po si Ma'am Robbie doon ng questions. So ayan po ang inyong mga coaches. Kami po yung nakakausap ninyo sa page, ako at saka si Ma'am Robbie. So, dalawa lang po kaming may hawak ng page na yon. So, pag nag-message po kayo, minsan sabay kaming nagre-reply ni Ma'am Robbie. Madalas naman inaantay namin mag-reply yung isa kasi parang nakakaanong doble-doble kaming sumagot. So, kami po yon. Kasi may nagtanong kung legit bang tao yung kausap nila. So, sa ating Facebook page, doon po sa ating Facebook page, kami lang po ni Ma'am Robbie yung makakausap po ninyo doon. Hindi po ibang tao. So, ayan. Ayan. So, good morning, Ma'am Karim, Ma'am Mayjoy, Ma'am Reggie, or Sir, teka, hindi ko makita. Sir Reggie pala. Ayan. Ayan. Hi, Ma'am Mary D. Si Ma'am Mary D naman ay nasa Singapore. So may nagtatanong, good morning, Ma'am Maika. May nagtatanong nung last na review, last na live ni Ma'am Robbie, ano daw po yung SPLE kasi nababanggit namin. So yung SPLE po, ito po yung Special Professional Licensure Examination na binibigay sa mga OFWs like kagaya dito sa Middle East and Singapore nung June 18 po yung board exam ng teachers. Pero nag-start po ang exam June 16 kasi yung mga iba yung mga CPA, yung mga engineers, 53 days po yung exam nila. So yung teachers, sila po yung napasama sa last day. So that was June 18. So may mga special board exam na binibigay sa mga aspirants na nasa abroad or para sa mga OFW. So yun po yung SPLE. So different disciplines, binibigyan ng chance na makapag-board exam para pagka umuwi po kaming mga OFW, umuwi po kami dyan sa Pilipinas, makapag-integrate po kami sa society. Ma-practice po namin yung professions namin. So yun po yun. Hi Ma'am Reg, Ma'am Sheila. Good morning, Ma'am Joyce. Hoy! Good morning, Ma'am Rachel. Sa ano nga pala, so ito. So, mga YouTube recommendation po namin. So, sa mga friends po natin dyan na English major, si Ma'am Kim po, garantisado si Ma'am Kim, kayo po ay tutulungang pumasa. Si Ma'am Jonessa naman po sa ating science major. So, i-follow nyo po yung mga YouTube accounts nila, yung mga Facebook pages po nila. And of course, ang ating pinakamarikit, si Binibining Mahinhin, si Ma'am Joyce Acosta for our Filipino major. So, si Inang Sampaguita. I-follow, kung may mga friends po kayo, i-recommend nyo po sila, yung mga teachers po natin, mga coaches po natin, si Ma'am Kim for English again, si Ma'am Janessa for Science, and si Ma'am Joyce for Filipino. So mga ano po yan sila. Hindi po kami mapapahiyang i-recommend po sila. Ayan. All right. Okay. So Ayan po, ito po yung schedule natin sa mga gustong mag-review sa social studies. Meron po tayong naka-line up dito, 18 review sessions plus yung pre-board final coaching to be announced pa po ito kasi mga bandang August or September po natin ito ibibigay. Tapos, natapos na po tayo ng 10 sessions. So again, 10 na po yung natapos natin. And we will have today afternoon at 1 o'clock po si Ma'am Robbie for Sociocultural Anthropology Part 1. So ayan, good morning Ma'am Juanita. Ito ay mag-o taking na sa July 5. Hi Sir James. Na-miss din namin yung mga panganay namin. Makukulit naming mga panganay. Panganay kasi sila yung unang naging produkto. Sila yung unang naging produkto ng Daduo. All right. So, references po for today. Nawala daw po yung sound. Pa-confirm po ako. Teka lang. Ayan naman. Meron naman. Sir Anwar, meron naman. Naririnig ko. Okay na, Sir Anwar? Good morning. Ano oras ka natulog kagabi? Nag-aral to si Sir kagabi. Ayan, okay naman. So, okay naman. Ayan, thank you Ma'am Robbie and Ma'am Joyce. Okay, so references for today, we used scrib.com. So, marami po tayong mga references na nakuha sa scrib.com, history.com, britannica.com, National Geographic, 1987 Philippine Constitution, and some from UP Open University Networks. So, ayan, may sounds naman. Thank you so much po. Ma'am Irene Panganay here. Good morning. Good morning. All right. Thank you, Ma'am Cyril. Okay, so question number 1. Question number 1 kaagad. Onions are off season and so the price of onions is up. Which principle in economics explains it? A. Substitution effect. B. Law of cause and effect. C. Principle of marginal utility. Or D. Law of supply and demand. Again, onions are off season and so the price of onions is up. Which principle is in economics explains it? A. Substitution effect. B. Law of cause and effect. C. Principle of marginal utility. Or D. Law of supply and demand. May nagpapa-shoutout. Si Ma'am Maria Krisha Panda. Ay, LPT na po ito sila. Mga second born. Ayan. Yes, pangalawa po kayo, mga second born. Hi Sir Dren, good morning. Ba't ang aga mo? Nagkikisabay ka ng gising sa akin. Good morning Sir Dren. Ayan, so letter D. I can see letter D. Sa mga audience natin sa YouTube, sumagot po kayo. Yes, sabi ni Ma'am Mary D. Ayan, stricto daw. Yes, ganun talaga sa board exam. Recognition today. Kaya pala maaga. Ayan, letter D. So, in economics, sabi ng law of supply and demand, sabi sa law of supply, pagka tumaas daw yung presyo ng isang certain bagay or isang certain product, mas lalong dadamihan yung pagpuproduce ni supplier ng that certain product. Sabi naman sa law on demand, pagka bumaba yung presyo ng certain product, mas tataas yung demand of that certain product. So, here sa ating statement, onions are off season daw and so the price of onions is up. So, off season, so mas kukonti lang yung supply ng onion pero yung demand is constant or mas marami pa. So yung mga supplier may opportunity sila to raise the price. So that is correct po tayo dyan, letter D. Ano naman po yung principle of marginal utility? Principle of marginal utility. Ito po yung enjoyment ng consumer as he added one more product. Like for example, kung gutom na gutom ako, tapos bumili ako ng 5 pizza. Yung first pizza na kakainin ko, it gives me 100% utility or the degree of satisfaction that it will give me is 100%. So that is the principle of marginal utility. But then, pagka kumain ka daw ng the same like pizza, pizza, pizza at nabusog ka na, magdi-diminish yun. So yung law on diminishing marginal utility, yun naman po yung as you consume another extra unit of that certain product, na bumababa yung level of satisfaction na mararamdaman mo. So again, yung principle of marginal utility, ito lang po yung enjoyment na mararamdaman ni consumer as he or she consumed that certain product. Pero pagka sinabi nating law on diminishing marginal utility, ito naman po yung negative effect or negative utility as we consume more of that certain product, nawawalan na ng hindi na tayo nasasatisfy. Kasi nasatisfy na tayo sa unang hiwa na kinain natin. So, yun po yung dalawang yun. Ayan. Hi, Sir Anwar. Sir Anwar. All right. Okay. So, next question, number 2. Which principle is violated when one department of the government encroaches upon the powers confided to other department? A. Supremacy of civilians' authority over the military. B. Separation of powers. C. Guarantee of local autonomy. Or D. Government of laws and not of men. Again, which principle is violated when one department of the government encroaches upon the powers confided to other department? A. Supremacy of civilian authority over the military. B. Separation of powers. C. Guarantee of local autonomy. Or D. Government of laws and not of men. Ayan. So ano pong sagot natin? Hello, Ma'am Donna, sabi ni Ma'am Remily. Hello, Ron. Hi, Ma'am Regine. Hi, Ma'am Ellen Joy. Ma'am Jepper. Ma'am Sina, nasa YouTube. Okay. So ano daw po ito? Lagyan po natin ng number yung sagot natin. Hi, Ma'am Liams. Ma'am Liams, Sir Liams. Nakakausap ko sila pero pag marami kasi yung tao sa profile picture, hala, hindi ko na alam. Sino kayang may-ari? Si Ma'am pa o si Sir? Ayan. So ano daw po? Yes, Sir Dren, sagot na ulit. Paano lang ba? Patay oras habang nag-aantay tayo ng result natin. Shock. Guys, shocks. Ano pang sagot natin sa number 2? What is the principle violated daw when one department of the government encroaches? Ano po ba yung ibig sabihin ng word na eto? So, ibig sabihin kasi ng word na ito, kung mangingialam si department, for example sa atin, di ba may ano tayo, kanya-kanya silang power, si judicial, si legislative, and si executive. Paano pagka nangialam si executive sa powers ni legislative or ni judiciary? So, ibig sabihin na violate yung principle of separation of powers. Kasi sabi po doon, may division, every division of the government has its own responsibility, distinct from one another. So pagka nakialam si Department A kay Department B, ibig sabihin they violated yung principle na kanya-kanya tayo ng powers. So letter B po ang sagot natin dyan. Okay? Clear po? So again, ito po kasi yung term, encroaches. So ibig sabihin kasi dyan, may kanya-kanya silang power. So walang kahit na sino from a certain department ang pwedeng mangialam sa power, sa responsibility ng other department. Alright? So clear po tayo sa number 2. Ayan, nakatama daw si Sir Yapet. Loading pa daw si Ma'am Jepper. From Dasmariñas, Cavite. O di ba ang mga Bisaya, pakalat-kalat tayo kung saan-saan tayo napupunta. Alright. Next item, number 3. The Sudra is to the caste system as blank is to pre-Hispanic Philippines. A. Maharlika. B. Timawa. C. Serf. Or D. Alipin. Again, the Sudra is to the caste system as blank is to pre-Hispanic Philippines. A. Maharlika. B. Timawa. C. Serf. Or D. Alipin. Hi, Sir Mirari. Makinig kayong mabuti mga kasokstan. Good morning po. Thank you for coming back, sir. Ayan, number 3. Ano pong sagot natin sa number 3? So, ang caste system sa India po ito, no? So, it's existing, itong system na to. It still exists until today sa India. Nakaabot din daw sa live. Sabi ni Sir Benji. Opo, warm up lang po ito. Warm up lang po ito dahil tayo ay may live mamaya si Ma'am Robby ng alauna. Agahan lang po ito, agahan. Hi, Ma'am Maria. Na-miss niyo po ba yung boses kong pang nang hahamon? Ayan. So ano daw po ang sudra? Ang sudra po sa sa caste system, sila po yung mga alipin. So ang kaparehas niya or ang equal niya sa pre-Hispanic Philippines, it's the alipin po. Ito po yung social class. Di ba yung social class ng pre-Hispanic time, yung Datu, Maharlika, Timawa, and Alipin. So ang kahilera or ang ka-level po ng Sudra sa caste system ay ang mga Alipin. Pag tinanong naman po, feudal system, anong equivalent ng Sudra? That is the serf. Ang Timawa po kasi, ang ka-equal niya sa caste system, yun yung mga Vaishyas. Sila yung mga, pwede silang landowner, yun po yung mga Timawa. The freemen, may mga landowner sila, pwede silang may-ari ng mga lands or property. Ang Maharlika naman po, these are the warriors. So they have the rights of the Timawa, but they are also, when called upon, they will act, or they are the warriors also during the time of battle. So ang ka-equal naman ng Maharlika sa caste system, yung mga Kshatriyas or the warriors. Alright? So letter B po tayo dyan, alipin. Alright, number 4. Which type of governance is characterized by a union of partially self-governing states or regions united by a central government? A. Federalism. B. Totalitarianism. C. Socialism. Or D. Democracy. Again, which type of governance is characterized by a union of partially self-governing states or regions united by a central government? A. Federalism. B. Totalitarianism. C. Socialism. Or D. Democracy. Sabi ni Sir po ba? Sir Liams? A daw, sure na. So, ayan. Ayan, sa ating YouTube, meron tayong 26 million viewers. Meron tayong 42 million viewers sa Facebook. Good morning, ang aga nilang gumising. Ayan, sabi ni Ma'am Jed, A. Sabi ni Sir Mediario, A. Sabi ni Ma'am Jepper, A. Ma'am Regine, A. Sir Yapet, ano ba yun? Ano yun, A. Ma'am Sina, A. So ano daw po itong type of governance na ito? So, ang democracy, alam natin to. This is by the people, for the people. Ang socialism naman, this is more on an economic system. So, socialism, yung ambag mo, ibabalik sa'yo. So, that is socialism. So, it can coexist. It can coexist with any government type. So, ang China, di ba, socialist, communist. Di ba, sabi nila, socialism, communist ang China. So, may mga owned by the government, mostly may mga owned ng private pero kukunti lang. Ang totalitarianism naman, what comes to mind is North Korea. So this is total government control. So ang lahat ng control ay nasa gobyerno. Parang walang karapatang magsalita yung mga tao. So ganun po yung totalitarianism. So yung hinahanap po natin dito is federalism. So kagaya ng United States, 'di ba, federal democratic sila? Federal constitutional democratic. So yung buong Amerika, meron silang central government. But then yung mga states niya, they have their own governance then. So they have their own self-governing states na united by the central government. Federal constitutional republic sila kasi 'di ba represented sila by the people, represented sila sa mga inelect nila. But then federal din yung type of governance nila and they are bounded by the constitution. So may constitution, democratic pa din kasi ang Amerika. So that is federalism. Federalism. So meron silang mga, 'di ba nung nakaraan si dating President Rodrigo Duterte, 'di ba? Pre-post niya 'yon. Kasi magiging maganda kasi supposedly pagka kanya-kanya per region, may kanya-kanya tayong self-governing states kasi yung kita ng ano, parang yung kinikita ng isang region, parang sa inyo lang. And then magbibigay lang kayo for the central government. So medyo maganda siya, but then syempre mahirap palitan yung type of governance natin kasi marami tayong dapat na babaguhin. Maraming sobrang dapat baguhin pagka in-apply po natin yung federalism sa ating bansa. Pero maganda po sana siya. Okay? Number 5. Which terms refers to the measure undertaken by the government which would remove anything that hinders the entry of foreign products, services, and capital between countries? A. Collectivization. B. Privatization, C. Globalization, or D. Liberalization. Again, which terms refers to the measure undertaken by the government which would remove anything that hinders the entry of foreign products, services, and capital between countries? A. Collectivization, B. Privatization, C. Globalization, or D. Liberalization. Ayan. Hi, Ma'am Maria. Thank you for tagging. Ma'am Eliza Rapas, thank you for tagging your friends. Hi, Ma'am Katie. Si Ma'am Katie ay nag-oath taking. Nanumpa na din siya kahapon. Ayan. I miss you all. I miss you all. Sabi nila, letter B daw. Number 5. Sa number 5 po ba yung sagot na letter B? Lagyan po natin ng number para hindi pa tayo hindi tayo maligaw. Alright, so letter B daw. Sige po. Ano pong sagot ng iba? Letter B daw po. So, pag nagsagot po kayo ng board exam, intindihin niyo pong mabuti yung tanong kasi most of the time, nasa tanong lang din po yung clue ninyo. So, in this question, ang tanong po, ano daw po yung terms? Tsaka, for example, ako personally, medyo gusto kong i-translate yung tanong, lalo pag English, tapos medyo nakakalito. Tina-translate ko siya sa language or sa dialect na naiintindihan ko. And since I am Bisaya, I am Surigao-non, tina-translate ko siya sa salita namin. Anong term daw? Dahil majority of the viewers are Tagalog speakers, so kung ako ang magta-translate nito, anong term daw ang ginagamit na aksyon ng gobyerno para matanggal lahat ng balakid or nagko-control or barriers ng mga entry ng mga foreign products or yung mga produkto na galing sa iba't ibang bansa between services and capital between sa mga countries. Ano kaya dito? Collectivization, hindi ito po pwede. Privatization, ipa-privatize, hindi din siya pwede. Globalization, siguro ito na yung free movement na. So dahil nagtanggal, ibig sabihin nag-liberate, ibig sabihin liberalization siya. Kasi niliberate mo parang binigyan mo ng freedom, binigyan mo ng kalayaan na makapasok at makalabas yung mga products, services, capital, technology ng country mo at binigyan mo ng chance na makapasok yung products, services, and capital ng ibang bansa. So this is liberalization. Globalization po, this is the product of liberalization. So pagka tinanggal mo na yung barrier, which you liberate, ibig sabihin magkakaroon na ng globalization because you are opening the doors for other countries para maipasok nila yung products and services po nila sa bansa ninyo. And privatization, this is the total opposite of collectivization. Ang collectivization, ito yung ginawa nung communist China before, nung kay Mao Zedong, yung mga pagmamayari na mga property, mga lupain ng mga tao, ginawa siyang commune. Kinolek siya at ginawang property ng government at hinati-hati para to be owned by the community. Yung privatization naman, ito yung ginagawa sa mga publicly owned na yung mga tubig natin, tapos dapat 'di ba government owned yun, tapos binenta sa mga private owners, tapos naging privatized na siya, at din nung na-privatize na siya, medyo hindi na maganda yung service. talking about experience. Talking from experience pala. Ayan. So, sana inaintindihan. So, again, pagka sumagot po kayo ng board exam question at first time nyo po siyang na-encounter, first time nyo po siyang nabasa, hindi nyo po mahagilap sa kung saang parte ng brains nyo, nasan ko ba ito nabasa? Kung wala pong ganun, kasi we are teaching you concepts, we are teaching you how to answer, paano atakihin ang question. Kasi we are not saying na lahat ng ibibigay natin na items dito will come out verbatim. So you have to know, pagka first time mong ma-encounter yung question, you have to know how to attack the question. So ayan, so nasa question lang din po yung ating clue. Alright, so ayan, trade liberalization, removing or reducing trade barriers and encouraging the free exchange of goods between nations. Alright, okay. Number 6. Andiyan na yung araw, nakikita ko, sumisilip na yung sun. Okay, number 6. Which discipline provides an understanding of the physical or natural environment of Earth's surface, including the various landscapes, climates, and natural systems that brings about changes in the human condition? A. Anthropology. B. Geography. C. History. Or D. Political science. Again, which discipline provides an understanding of the physical or natural environment of Earth's surface, including the various landscapes, climates, and natural systems that brings about changes in the human condition? A. Anthropology. B. Geography. C. History. Or D. Political science. Alright, so bonus. Pagka mga ganitong tanong, dapat bonus question, nakangiti ka na, ay, easy. No, definition lang eh. Binigyan ka lang ng definition. Ano kaya ito? Diba? So, pag mga ganitong mga tanong, ay, matik, alam ko na yan. So, the simplest definition ng geography natin, this is the relationship between the Earth's surface and the people living on it. So, yan yung pinaka-shortest na definition natin ng geography. So, here, it's looking for anong discipline daw yung nagpo-provide ng understanding of the physical or natural environment. Of course, we are talking about geography. So, anthropology, may 4 na subfield. Ituturo po natin yan, ang anthropology and its subfield sa ating anthropology discussion. So today po ang first part ng ating anthropology session with Ma'am Robbie. So join na po kayo at makinig po tayo for socio-cultural anthropology. Ito ay interesting na topic because this is about us, our past, our present, our future, and our culture. So maganda po ang socio-cultural anthropology. All right. Geography po. For this item, we are looking for geography, the physical or natural environment of Earth's surface, including the various landscapes, climates, and natural systems. Geography. Ayan, what is geography? May definition pala ako dito. It is the spatial study of the Earth's surface from the Greek geo, which means earth, and graphin, which means to write. Ayan, so si Eratosthenes, siya po yung una sa geography. All right. Next item, number 7. What is the principal means through which culture is transmitted from generation to generation? A. Family. B. Church. C. Language. D. Community action. Again, what is the principal means through which culture is transmitted from generation to generation? A. Family. B. Church. C. Language. D. Community action. Truth talaga yan. Kasi social studies is a very broad na subject. It talks about people from the past, and that is only one subtopic of the social studies. That is only world history. We also have laws, we also have economics, we have ano pa ba? Research, we have the approach kung paano ituro ang social studies. So, sobrang dami. Economics as in. So, we have to be prepared. We have to be ready sa ating board exam. Kasi anything under the sun is covered ng social studies. So, sabi nga tayo yung professional marites ng taon. All right. Sige. So sabi nila, letter C, sabi ni Sir Rex, letter C, Ma'am Rayala, letter C, Ma'am Shella, letter C, Ma'am Rachel, letter C, Ma'am Kansan or Sir, letter C, Ma'am Duday, letter C, Ma'am Franz, letter C, Ma'am Alea, letter C. Sabi din po sa ating YouTube, letter C. So may unity tayo sa letter C. All right, because communication, the principal means through which our culture is transmitted is through language, through communication. So it's being transmitted from generation to generation through communication, through the use of language. So culture is distinct to human. Bakit? Alamin natin sa ating discussion sa socio-cultural anthropology. All right. Number 8. Ayan. Good morning, Ma'am Regli. Ayan, si ating science major din to. Partner sila ni Ma'am Junessa actually sa science. Good morning, Ma'am Reg. Thank you po for recommending us po every time may chance. All right. Number 8. Which of the following is a coastal center of trade where the Chinese government allowed Westerners to carry on business? A. Concession. B. Entry port. C. Sphere of influence. Or D. Treaty port. Again, which of the following is a coastal center of trade where the Chinese government allowed Westerners to carry on business? A. Concession. B. Entry port. C. Sphere of influence. Or D. Treaty port. Ayan, number 8. May sumagot. Sabi ni Sir Rex, letter D. Good morning, ma'am. Sabi ni, ano ba naman yan, sir? Kwento mo sa pagong? Parang ang suplada ko naman pag binasa ko, no? Kwento mo sa pagong. Ayan. Alin dyan, Ma'am Meredy? Umayos ka, ma'am. Umayos ka, ma'am. Sabay binulungan. Ano po ang sagot natin dyan sa number 8? So, sa mga estudyante, sa mga reviewers, sa mga anak natin dyan na nasa exclusive, Asian study, tinuro natin yung sphere of influence, tinuro natin yung mga treaties sa China, tinuro natin yung mga even the name of the port, kung ano yung unang port, bago nagkaroon ng Opium War. So, tinuro natin yan last Saturday. So, which of the following is the coastal center of trade where the Chinese government allowed Westerners to carry on business? That is called the Treaty Port. Bakit Treaty Port? Kasi ito ay mga product ng treaties. So, dati meron lang silang isang port na open for business. That is the Guangzhou Port. Ngayon, nung natalo sila sa Opium War at nagkaroon ng Treaty of Nanking or Treaty of Nanjing, inopen ang 4 more ports for trading. So, kaya tinawag siyang Treaty Port. So, ayan, Treaty Port. Any of the ports that Asian countries, especially China and Japan, opened to foreign trade and residents beginning in the mid-19th century because of pressure from powers such as Britain, France, Germany, the United States, and in the case of China, Japan, and Russia. So, in China, the initial ports were open to British traders lang naman. Tapos, following China's defeat, dun sa Chinese-British conflict, which is the First Opium War, the treaty port system began in Japan in 1854 after Commodore Matthew Perry. Kilala na po ninyo si Commodore Matthew Perry. Diniscuss natin at pinakilala siya last week. Of the United States sailed a fleet of gunships into Edo, now Tokyo Bay, and forced the Japanese to allow US merchants into their country. So, ayan. So, treaty port po ang tawag natin doon. All right. So, very good. Next, item number 9. Which is a new mode of proposing amendments to the Constitution as provided for by the 1987 Constitution? A. Citizens' assemblies. B. Plebiscite. C. People's initiative. Or D. Referendum. Again, which is a new mode of proposing amendments to the Constitution as provided for by the 1987 Constitution? A. Citizens' assemblies. B. Plebiscite. C. People's initiative. Or D. Referendum. Ayan, number 9. Ano daw po yung new mode of proposing amendments na binigay or provide ng 1987 Constitution? Citizens Assemblies ba? Plebiscite ba? People's Initiative ba? Or referendum? Bakit letter B ang sagot nila? Bakit letter B ang sagot nila? All right. So sa 1987 Constitution, nagkaroon ng the new mode of proposing amendments na provide for ng 1987 Constitution is the People's Initiative. Ayan. So ito po siya, 1987 Constitution of the Republic of the Philippines, Article 17. Ayan siya. Amendments to this constitution may likewise be directly proposed by the people through initiative upon a petition of at least 12% of the total number of registered voters, of which legislative district must be represented by at least 3% of the registered voter therein. So ayan, through people's initiative po. Sabi na eh. Sabi kasi talaga ng konsensya ko, yun eh. So, but it's okay. It's okay. Kami, hindi naman kami nag-discourage sa mga anak namin na nagkakamali. So, maigi po yung nagsagot tayo kahit mali. At least, on the next na ma-encounter mo yung ganitong question or related na question, alam mo na yung sagot. So again, sagot po natin doon ay People's Initiative. Alright. Number 10. Which island was the scene of the first landing of U.S. troops when they recaptured the Philippines from the Japanese? A. Leyte, B. Samar, C. Cebu, D. Corregidor. Again, which island was the scene of the first landing of U.S. troops when they recaptured the Philippines from the Japanese? A. Leyte, B. Samar, C. Cebu, or D. Corregidor? Bonus question. Good morning, Sir Christian. Espinida. Ayan. Ang tawa ni Sir. Ang tawa ni Sir. So, ayan. So, again po, warm up lang po ito. This is just a 15 item na klase para po warm up po natin para magising-gising po tayo. Gising na gising sa umaga. So, mag-agahan po tayo. And later on, alauna po ang live ni Ma'am Robbie sa ating exclusive group naman. So kung gusto niyo pong mag-join at gusto niyo pong makinig sa ating discussions, yung mga previous discussions po namin ay recorded. So pwede niyo pong balikan at balik-balikan hanggang matapos po yung review season. So that's by the end of September. So yung videos po will be available until the end of September. All right. Letter A. Of course, walang magkakamali sa number 10, no? So this is the famous Leyte landing sa Palo, Leyte. So ayan. So kasama ni Douglas MacArthur, si president siya noon. Naging president na si Sergio Osmeña that time dahil namatay si Manuel Quezon. During dun sa time na nag-seek sila ng protection sa ibang bansa, namatay po yung president natin. So pumalit yung vice president niya, which is si Sergio Osmeña. So yan, Palo, Leyte. Leyte landing. upload niyo po ito, sabi ni Ma'am Shaina. Yes po, i-upload po natin ito sa ating YouTube channel. Alright. So sa mga may nag-comment, sabi, Ma'am, mag-upload pa po kayo sa YouTube ng free, hindi po kami mag-i-skip ads. Sabi ni Sir, nabasa ko yung comment ni Sir. Hi po. Alright. Hi Ma'am Jeneline, hi Ma'am Kimberly, hi Sir Abdul Nasser, Ma'am Maika. Ayan. Alright. Okay. Next, ayan. The Americans returned to the Philippines in full strength in October 1944, beginning with the recapture of Leyte, the Philippines' Central Islands. Ayan po siya. Operation Topside. Okay. Sabi ni Ma'am Cecil, pinapatapos niya daw muna ang live, tapos sa kanyang papanoorin ginagawang times 2. Kaya tuwang-tuwa kayo pag nagiging chipmunks na kami, no? Alright. Next item. 11. Early animism was associated with the worship of blank, A. Tribal leaders, B. Spirits found in natures, C. One creator God, D. Mountain deities. Again, 11. Early animism was associated with the worship of blank, A. Tribal leaders, B. Spirits found in nature. C. One creator God. Or D. Mountain deities. Ano po ang number 11 natin? You're welcome po, Ma'am Shaina. Pag nanood po kayo sa YouTube, huwag niyo pong skip ads. Gawin niyo na lang pong break time yung ads para naman makarelax ng very light yung ating mga brains. Nanonood nga kayo ng mga ng mga vlog 30 minutes Nanonood nga kayo Ayan. Okay, number 11. Si Sir Abdul Nasser na late ata yung niya, yung Sir Nasser, number 11 na po tayo. Ayan, pa-member po kayo kay Ma'am doon. Hindi ko maipin yung mga yung comment kasi pagka pumunta ako doon sa StreamYard, makikita niyo lahat ng kaluluwa ng laptop ko. Alright. So, early animism was associated with the worship of course, animism. So, binigyan nila ng mga spirit or katauhan yung lahat ng bagay that is spirits found in nature. Letter B po ang ating number 11. Bakit? Bakit, ma'am? Gawa-gawa ka, ma'am? Hindi po. Ayan po. Animism definition. The modern definition of animism is the idea that all things, including people, animals, geographic features, natural phenomenon, and inanimate objects, possess a spirit that connects them to one another. Animism is an anthropological construct used to identify common threads of spirituality between different systems of beliefs. Ayan. Alright, so possess a spirit that connects them to one another. So lahat ng nasa nature daw, may spirit. Yan po yung animism. Alright, number 12. During the 20th century, which ideology called for overthrowing existing governments to create a classless society? A. Fascism. B. Monarchism. C. Capitalism. Or D. Communism. Again, during the 20th century, which ideology called for overthrowing existing governments to create a classless society? A. Fascism. B. Monarchism. C. Capitalism. Or D. Communism. Number 12. So easy, no? Pagka ganito, classless society, alam na natin ito. Classless society, ang father neto is si Karl Marx. So si Karl Marx yung bida-bida dito sa ganito. Actually maganda, itinuro ko ito, naituro namin ito sa economics na discussion natin sa exclusive. So happyawan natin ng very light. So kung gusto niyo ng discussion nito sa exclusive group po natin. So pa-member na po kayo. Pa-member. 400 pesos po, 18 review sessions plus pre-board and final coaching and my quizzes pa tayo. At napakasipag po ng ating inang Ruby na gumawa ng Google form. Ayan. So ang main objective po ng idea na to is to remove the classes sa society. Kasi 'di ba sabi niya merong bourgeois or bourgeoisie, merong proletariat, merong lumpin proletariat. So may petit proletariat pa. Ang daming classes kasi. So ang aim niya dito sa ideology na to is to remove the classes sa society at maging equal lahat. So pero hindi to po pwedeng mangyari sa society natin, lalo-lalo na it won't happen. Ideally lang talaga siya na dapat ganito, maging pantay-pantay lahat. So this is the ideology of communism. So maganda yung maganda yung purpose or maganda yung idea ng communism. However, sumobra kasi ang nangyayari nagiging na-overpower ng mga nasa gobyerno ang ideology na to. Parang nagiging government-centered siya or naging lahat ng powers nakuha na ng gobyerno. But then, yung idea lang talaga niya is maganda to create a classless society. So that is communism. Alright, letter D po. Ang father of communism again, Karl Marx. Okay, number 13, a successful military leader who conquered the Persians and established a vast empire. Sino daw po ito? A. Constantine, B. Pericles, C. Alexander the Great, or D. Cyrus the Great. Again, a successful military leader who conquered the Persians and established a vast empire. Sino daw? A. Constantine, B. Pericles, C. Alexander the Great, or D. Cyrus the Great. Go, sir. Ano itong pinag-uusapan nila? Go, go, go. Go, go, go. Ayan. Number 13. Sino daw po ito? Ayan. Hi, Ma'am Diana Elizabeth. Good morning. Hi, Ma'am Sarah Kiking. Good morning. Ma'am Janeline Almeres. Ma'am Kimberly Ann. Ayan. Yung iba na shoutout na natin kanina. Sabi ng mga anak natin kasi sa group chat, Ma'am, shoutout nyo naman kami nito. Dapat shoutout natin lahat. Hi, Ma'am Norhata. Hi, Ma'am Salve. Ma'am Sheila May. Manapolyo. Kwento mo sa pagong daw. 29. Alright, so sino daw po yung successful military leader, strategist? So pag ang question ay statesman na kasing gwapo daw ni Zeus, that is Pericles. Yung the king, the Persian king who conquered for Persia, yung Babylonia, yung mga karatig na mga states or city-states or karatig na mga bayan-bayan, that is Cyrus the Great. Tandaan, the Persian king who conquered for Persia, Babylonia, and the other city-states or the other na neighboring na mga places, that is Cyrus the Great. Conquered for, kinonquer niya para sa Persia, so that is Cyrus the Great. Here we are looking for the successful military leader who conquered the Persian. Ibig sabihin, siya naman yung nakakonquer sa Persia. Natalo niya si Cyrus the Great. That is Alexander the Great. Letter C. Letter C po. Thank you daw sa shoutout, sabi ni Ma'am Janeline. Ayan, letter C po. This is the successful military leader who conquered the Persians and established a vast empire. So, ayan, Alexander the Great. Here's how Alexander, one of history's most iconic military leaders, grew the ancient Greek kingdom of Macedonia and conquered the Persian Empire. So, taga Macedonia si Alexander the Great. Ang Macedonia is one of the city-states ng Greek dati. Kasama niya ang Athens, ang Sparta. So yan, Macedonia. Isa yan sa mga city-states ng Greek. So he conquered Persian Empire. So that is Alexander the Great. Number 14. Which one of the following is qualitative? A. Mixed method. B. Ethnographic. C. Correlation, or D. Survey. Again, which one of the following is qualitative? A. Mixed method. B. Ethnographic. C. Correlation, or D. Survey. Namatay daw. Hoy, marites ng taon, sabi ni Sir Kansa. Kan. Sinasabi nila namatay daw yan si Alexander dahil sa kalasingan. Totoo ba? Yung mom din na yung masyadong totoo ba? Ayan, thank you, Inang Don. Hi, Ma'am Lenny, Ma'am Kathleen, Ma'am Fran. Si Ma'am Kathleen ay SPLE taker. Tama, Ma'am. Ma'am Alea, letter B. Letter B, ayan. So this is part of the research. So kung napanood niyo po yung dati ay nakapublic natin na research topic, so masasagot niyo po ito. So all the rest are quantitative but one. So ang qualitative lang po dito, this is ethnographic. So ethnographic, it follows a process of observation, inquiry, so it answers why. Ang quantitative kasi, it answers how much, how many. So may kasama siyang numbers, may kasama siyang statistical data. So mixed method, of course, hindi siya purely qualitative kasi mixed nga siya. Correlation and survey, of course, pag may correlation, may pag-aanon ka, may pagbabasehan ka, may data ka na pagko-comparean or i-correlate mo yung naging outcome ng research mo doon sa kabila. So that is correlation and survey. So we will know more of this. We will discuss more of research sa ating research topic naman sa ating exclusive group. Okay. Hi, Sir J-Boy, ang aming slayerist na panganay. Kasi Sir J-Boy talaga ay Napaka-bongga bells ng kanyang OOTD nung siya ay nag-oath-taking. Ang cute. Ayan, last item for this morning. Which of the following theories states that the Philippines was formerly part of mainland Asia? A. Land bridge theory. B. Big Bang theory. C. Plate tectonics theory. Or D. Continental drift theory. Again, which of the following theories states that the Philippines was formerly part of mainland Asia? A. Land bridge theory. B. Big Bang theory. C. Plate tectonics theory. Or D. Continental drift theory. Si Ma'am Jipper, question mark. Ching, question mark. Okay, 15 letter A daw. Sabi ni Ma'am Regine, ni Ma'am Diana, ni Sir Midiario, ni Ma'am Jeneline. Letter A po silang lahat. So sa atin namang Facebook, sabi ni Ma'am Kathleen, letter A. Sabi nila, Ma'am Lenny, Ma'am Alea, Ma'am France, Ma'am Salve, Sir Kankan, letter D. Bakit? Pagka continental drift theory, isipin nyo that ang mundo daw was from a nakagroup siya, isang landmass lang, which is the Pangaea. That is continental drift. And then by the time daw, paunti na naghiwalay ang mga continents. So that is the continental drift theory. Plate tectonics theory naman, nabuo daw yung mga landscapes, nabuo daw through the movements ng subterranean. So from yung mga earthquakes. So tectonic plates, sa movement niya, nabuo yung mga lupain. Yung Big Bang theory naman, this is the theory of the universe daw, di ba? Yung Big Bang theory. And then, dito sa tanong natin na to, aling theory daw states that the Philippines was formerly part of mainland Asia. So kahit hindi mo alam ito, kahit hindi ko pa to i-discuss, dapat isipin mo, naging parte daw or formerly part daw ng mainland Asia ang Pilipinas. Paano siya humiwalay or paano siya connected before? So, this is the land bridge theory. So, dugtong daw tayo. So, dugtong daw tayo through the land bridge. Dugtong tayo sa isang buong mainland Asia. So, it follows also the theory ni Otley na may wave of migration na lumipat daw yung mga tao through the land bridge. So, yan po yung theory na yan. So, land bridge theory. So, part daw tayo ng isang kabuoang Asia, tapos lumubog. So, nahiwalay tayo. Ayan. So, land bridge theory po ang sagot natin dyan. Alright? Letter A. Yes, letter A pala. So, that's it. That's our warm-up session for this morning. Maraming salamat po. And please po, hindi po tayo araw-araw na motivated. I know. I've been there. We've been there. We've all been there. Hindi po tayo araw-araw motivated. But please, try to sit down sa inyong study desk at magiging habit nyo po ito. By the end, kahit tapos na kayong mag-board exam, pag naging habit nyo na siya, after the board exam, mamimiss nyo siya, yung pagre-review. So, make it a habit to review. Dapat consistent po tayo sa efforts that we are putting on sa pagre-review natin. Kasi, this will help us a lot. Hindi po yung mga motivational quotes or yung mga motivations na binibigay namin ang magsusurvive sa inyo because it's not every day that we are motivated. There are days na down tayo and we are unmotivated. Wala tayong motivation na mahanap, but please make it a habit, be consistent na sa inyong pagre-review, and please always find your whys. Pagka dumating kayo sa punto that you are very down and you don't want to study anymore, always go back kung bakit nyo inumpisahan. Bakit pa kayo nag-effort to begin with? Kung by the end or sa middle ng pagre-review ninyo ay mapapagod kayo or mawawalan kayo ng eagerness, mawawalan yung gigil nyo na matuto. 'Di ba? Balikan nyo yung mga moment na nag-struggle kayo. Iaalaw mo lang ba na mawala ng saysay lahat ng yun? Please, wag. Andito ka na, you're already nasa gitna ka na. You're at the middle of your review. So please proceed lang, padayon lang, no? move forward with your review, lagi niyo pong isipin na that is for your own, that is for your own pangarap, for your family, and for the children na nangangailangan po sa atin. Alright? So, thank you so much. Thank you. 10 over 15 daw. Back to work na. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining po for today. Ayan pala. Ayan, may ano pa pala karugtong. Ayan, land bridge theory. This theory argues that the Philippines is connected to mainland Asia. Ay, umabol. Ayan, okay. So maraming salamat. Thank you so much for joining. And again, alauna po sa ating mga anak dyan na naka-registered. 1 p.m. po tayo Philippine time with Ma'am Robbie for our first part ng ating socio-cultural anthropology. Thank you for watching and God bless po sa inyong lahat. That is your Inang Donna. Thank you. Thank you so much.